This is a picture of tulips in Holland. Notice how the tulips are in rows by color, and they stretch all the way back to the windmill. We're going to draw this picture in perspective to look similar by drawing flowers that are big in the front and smaller as they get farther away. First, we're going to start off with a piece of paper. At the top of our paper, we're going to draw the horizon line. The horizon line is where the ground meets the sky. We need to draw a line that separates the ground and the sky. That's called the horizon line. Use a straight edge or use your hand to just draw a line going near the top of your paper. After you draw a light line for your horizon line, the next thing is to fold your paper in half and see where the center of that line is. By folding it in half, where the crease is where the center of that line is, because we just cut that line in half. Where the crease and the line cross is where you're going to draw a dot. That dot is called a vanishing point. And a vanishing point is where everything vanishes at. That's where all of our fields are going to come out of. I want you to draw lines radiating or shooting out of that dot. These are going to be your rows of tulips for your fields. Make sure your ruler is lined up with the dot each time you draw a new line coming out. Draw 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines total. Once you have all of your lines drawn, you're going to take a black oil pastel and draw a line on top of the horizon line. Draw it nice and hard, heavy with your oil pastel to make it really stand out so you can see the separation between the sky and the ground. Also, we're going to make a silhouette of some windmills in the background. They're really far away, so they're pretty small. We all know from around here that windmills are pretty big, but they're far away in our picture, so we're going to draw them small in the background. Next, use a green oil pastel and trace your rows. Again, make sure you're pushing hard on the oil pastel, not soft. Make sure you're pushing hard so that way those lines really show up on your paper. Once you draw your lines, now it's time to make your tulips. Tulips look like a U shape that's got a zigzag on top, or a cup. So make your tulip flowers first. Make them get big in the back, in the foreground or in the front, and then small and tiny as they get far away. They might even just turn into dots as they get far away. So here's all of my picture with the tulips in same color in each row. You're going to take a white oil pastel too, and you're going to add some clouds. This will make a resist. The wax and the crayon and the water and the watercolors we're about to use will resist each other, which means they won't go in the same spot. They'll avoid each other. So the water is going to go right over top of the clouds. So you might not see them now, but they're going to appear out of nowhere when we go to paint. We're using watercolors today, and you can paint your sky blue. Make sure with watercolors that you get your brush wet first. If your paints are dry, there's no way to get the watercolors out. That's why they're called watercolors. So get your brush nice and wet and then swirl it around in the paint. Don't push it around super hard. Be It's gentle with your brush and brush the watercolors onto your paper. Just do a gentle wash of watercolor on your paper. A wash is when you just have a little bit of color with a lot of water. You're washing the paper with your watercolors. If you put too much paint on, you won't see your clouds or the windmills or your flowers. You want to make sure you just put a very light color over your picture. After you're done with the sky, pick a row of tulips and start painting your tulips. Each row should match the color of tulips. If you don't have that color, say for example my pink tulips, I don't have pink watercolors, you can just use a different color, or you can use a light version of red to make your pink. Just add more water to red and that will make pink. I had purple for my purple row, so I just did purple in my purple row. Make sure you wash your brush in between colors really well, because next color I do is yellow, and I don't want purple to get into my yellow. So wash your brush out really good and then do your next color. Oops, I mean orange. Paint in all the rows of your tulip fields until the whole paper is full of bright, beautiful flowers and color.